Okay, it's time to get it started. Hello and welcome, everybody. I'm thrilled to have you here tonight. We have a great night planned. Seriously, there is a lot going on tonight, and it's going to be wonderful for you. And so let's get this party started. I'm going to share my screen. It is Baby Shark. Really, what this is all about, we're in our shark weeks. We're learning to be sharks. Sharks never swim backwards, so you're always going forwards. And sharks have to move constantly in business, like us. We have to move constantly. And you know what? I'll be honest with you. Whether you're looking at sharks or the sharks on the Shark Tank, you can find a lot of motivation from them, because there are a lot of reasons. We're going to go on a feeding frenzy tonight and how to feed our baby sharks. We're going to go on a dating frenzy tonight on how to date parties at and how to date parties away, and building your business and really looking into some bonuses for you. And so I hope you were on NCO class tonight. All of them get recorded and set into our files under units. And so you can send those out to your new recruits, and so they don't have to wait till Tuesday night to get some training, or you can let them get on the Tuesday night training every week. We're going to do that every single week. It's going to start at 7 o'clock on purpose, and so it never changes, so you don't have to worry about what time it is, okay? And so once a month on Celebration, we do start at 6 o'clock with Celebration, 7 o'clock NCO, and 8 o'clock Tupper Tuesday. Look at our cute babies. Are they not so cute with their pictures they colored? I love it. And so we have all of them lined up here, and it wasn't a contest about their pictures. It was just fun for them to win. And I wanted to do it first so that we could send Pam swag. And I don't have our puppy on here. So there was a dog, and I know I missed him. And he does count, all right? Champion, you're doing great. September is well on its way, and we're in week 2. And honestly, we're at 76,000 right now. And that is over what we did last year already. So we're over pace, which is awesome. And we're at 7 recruits this week, and we need 6 more recruits to be on pace, to stay on pace with last year, same week. All right. And the other thing I want to tell you is we're doing phenomenal year to date. In fact, I want to tell you that year to date, we are kicking it. And I'm so proud of you guys. I usually don't share this, but I thought, tonight I'm going to share a little more. Now, remember that this month, when we hit our sales goal, we give away $50 cash. When we hit our recruiting goal, we give away $50 cash. When we hit our promotion goal, it's moving people up in the business, we give away $50 cash. And so be ready for that. And what I want to share tonight is year to date. And I'm going to show you my award that I will receive when we make our goal. And that is a trip to Fiji. Now, you've been around long, you've heard that I've been to 32 countries, all right? Because of award trips from Tupperware. And I have been in Tupperware for 38 years. And when I got in, seriously, I got in for the discount. I got in to, take care of my new addiction because I wanted everything in the catalog. And I really had no intention of staying, nor I didn't think I was going to like it. I just wanted it. I knew I liked Tupperware, but selling it, I didn't want to sell anything. I honestly did not want to sell anything. I had sold Christmas cards from the age 3rd grade in order to get a bicycle and things like that, because my dad was a minister, and so there was not a lot of extra money. So I took it upon my own hands. I was going to make this happen because I wanted a new bike. Well, that's kind of what happened when I got into Tupperware. That same drive kicked in when I realized, wow, I could really get some cool stuff for my kids and my family, and I could help out financially. And the first thing I earned was a bike, by the way. It was for my son, and it was in a contest that time, and I was able to get this bike. I was so excited. But it kind of grew from there. And what I realized real quick was Jimmy would not have to work so many side jobs. He was a police officer, and all the side jobs was crazy. 3 to 11, 11 to 7, 7 to 3, and working 3 different shifts, changing every 3 weeks, and working tons of side jobs. And I thought, wow, I could do this. And he would quit working so many side jobs. And so I was really excited about making Tupperware work at that point. And here today, in fact, we had never been on a honeymoon. and I earned a trip to the Bahamas, and we counted it as our honeymoon. I did in my head because I knew I wanted to go on a honeymoon. Never had. We'd been married 5 years, so what? It was still a honeymoon, first trip we'd been on. So I have to tell you, it was the first time I ever got a passport. You know, it was a lot of firsts for me. I'd never been on a plane before Tupperware. I'd never been out of probably 5 or 6 states, all that I'd have ever been into as a child growing up, and it was always camping. And Tupperware changed that. It changed my world, and it made it possible for me to change the world of my children. And so getting really busy and serious about the business was really important for me really quick, because once I joined and then I realized the potential, I was set free. I was like, this is going to happen. This is good. I am going to be one of the women at the top. And I went all out for it. Well, right now we are a team at the top, and our organization is one of the top organizations in North America. And we are well on pace to make this happen, which will be another country. So I'll be saying 33 countries this time next year, if we get to go because of COVID. And and I'm super pumped about that. And so congratulations to you. We one of the things that's really cool here is we need in order to make our beat our last year numbers, we need $181,276. That very well could happen this month in September. In order to make this trip happen, we only need 598,118, and the Fiji trip happens. And guess what? Tupperware always gives you this big, stretch, audacious goal. Big, they call it the BHAG, big, hairy, audacious goal. And our BHAG is 3,653,000, and we only need 790,000 to do it. Woo! That is exciting. That is so exciting. And I will also tell you, we need a total of, I believe it's 16 recruits, and we will go over our recruiting for the year. That is so cool. I just want to tell you, that's probably going to happen very soon. And whoever pushes us over that number is going to get a gift from Pam and Jim. Just cause, right? And so I'm super excited about that. So be watching, because somebody's going to get a surprise from me, and a surprise text and email saying you're the one. So submitting recruits is really important today, tomorrow, the next day, because we could very easily go over that same number that we have right now. All right, so FSRC, what are we going to do to make this keep happening? Well, we've got our record breaker workshop coming up, and it's this Saturday. And I'm going to give you everything that's going on this week so you can make sure you're not mixing, feeling like you're missing something. So our record breaker workshop is coming up this Saturday. It is a combination of 7 business leaders like myself working together to make this happen. And you can buy raffle tickets. Registration is free. The event is free. If you want to buy raffle tickets, that helps us pay for all the training and all the giveaways. That would be awesome, but not mandatory. We do not want you not to attend because you can't pay for the event to happen. And so that's why we're making the event free. And then the raffle tickets are for those that want to be part of the fun drawings. We're going to give away over $500 worth of Tupperware. And we also have not one speaker coming in, but 2 speakers coming in. And so for Friday night, it is only leaders, so manager, title, and higher. So if you are not a manager right now, and you'd really like to be there Friday night, you could qualify before Friday night and allowed to attend. And Saturday is for everybody, all right? And so, so for anybody and everybody that wants to attend on Saturday, all right? And so it is going to be lots of great training, both Friday night and Saturday. And, you know, one of the things I'm most excited about probably is that they've asked, we as a group of 7 business leaders like myself have chosen Ellen, Amy, Kelly, and Ashley to be some of our speakers on Friday night. So if you're not a manager, you want to move up really quick because it's going to be amazing. And then Friday night, Katarina Rambo will also be speaking, and I put a video of her. She gave me a little quick blurb that we could put out there for her, you to know just who she is and what she's going to be sharing. And then on Saturday, Katarina and our special guest, Mandy Mitchell is going to be speaking. But there's others speaking from other business, other teams as well. And so this is champion. And so I put our champion speakers, but there's speakers from Bravo and speakers from Power One. There's speakers from several other businesses, regions, for all regions and teams out there, okay? And so be there as much as you can. And if you can block the entire day and not miss a minute of it, I would do it. If you have to sneak in and sneak out, we will have available on the FSRC page some of the videos from all of this happening. So if you're registered, you'll be able to get in on that group that we'll create off of the FSRC page with all of the information. All right, basic demo kit. How many of you are excited about recruiting right now? We've got so many cool options, and I'm super pumped about our beautiful kit. I love the basic kit, and it's a great tool set because it's only $60 and you get $150 value. It comes with some great basics, but I probably have to tell you, if it was my choice to give somebody a really good solid start, I'd encourage them to get the deluxe kit. Only because it's $410 worth of Tupperware, and that can turn into a kit that later on you can go do demonstrations with, or you can use this $410 worth of product, break it down and use it for door prizes, giveaways. Use the main featured products for your demos going live, and use some of the other ones for great ways to make more money, and use it for dating gifts and things like that. We're going to hear some dating ideas, and you might hear about ways to use some of this stuff during that time. And I really will tell you that the most important part of this is getting that $109 price. You're going to get $60 back if you sell $1,000 in your first 60 days, no matter which kit you pick. And so this really could end up costing you $49, and that's a lot of Tupperware for $49, because selling $1,000 in your first 60 days is truly achievable, and especially in today's market. We as a country, North America, we are up in business over 260%, and in our region alone, we're up 136%. That means companies just like us, because it's all the same region, and we have a lot to do with each other as far as the same demographics, okay? So kit options are good, and they're in the catalog, so you never have to worry about where am I gonna find a picture of the kit. You can always show it in the catalog, and whether you do your online catalog or have pictures from the catalog that you send out to anybody interested in being part of our team. And don't forget, we still have the $15 virtual kit, which is a great option for people that might be coming back to our business, or a great option for people that have a lot of Tupperware, have been your loyal customers, and been buying, and now you just say, get a price break, and they could come in for $15 and they get 25% off for a year. But you know, honestly, it would probably go a lot longer than that, because as they order and place their orders and stay active in the system, they would be able to continue with our business much longer than a year. And one of the things you always remember, because of our bonus discounts, even when it is on sale, it really ends up to being sometimes 70%, always 25%, and samples always 35%. So we have some great bonuses going on right now for all of our new people that come in. You get the mini chopper. Not the mini chopper. It's called the smooth chopper, which is actually the medium, all right? And the medium, it's made for smoothies and berries and stuff like that. It's like a 3 cups. That's awesome. I really have to tell you, it makes a great smoothie size, but I use this for salad dressings, and I use this for making my own like chipotle sauce, and making my own yum yum sauce, and making my own mayonnaise and things like that. It's just a really good sauce. Sometimes you don't want to make a whole bunch of things like that for dinner. Your own pesto, making your own chimichurri. All right. So the party bonus right now going on is August the 27th to the 30th. When you come into the business sale 500, you get the party bonus for only 10. Now, brand new people. Now, if you come in the business and sell 1,000 in your first 30 days, you get, because the 500 is until September 30th, and 1,000 is for 60 days. So there's 2 different bonuses for all newbies, and how you get more equals more is 30 days, you get all of this for 10, and 60 days, you get a $60 kickback. And it's actually a credit in your account. So the next time you go to place an order, you go to pay for it, and it's $60 less than you expected to pay. So you can use that by going and shopping with it, or you can use it by just getting that in your refund, or paying less and having more money in your hand if you're submitting your order yourself. right now, because of Facebook parties and our links that we're using, a lot of times it ends up coming back to you in a refund. All right. Okay. So there's that smoothie again. You want one too? Because new recruits get one for only $10 and you get one for 15. New recruits get one for 15 and you get one for 15 too. Now this is pretty cool. Just bring a recruit in and it's yours for 15. There's no minimums that they have to do or you have to do for that to happen except a recruit. And every single champion can have one of these this month. However, if you have 3 recruits this month, you can get this too. So 1 recruit, the smooth chopper, 2 recruits, yay, 3 recruits, the towels, all right? So if you want to get 2 recruits and call me, I'll go, yay, for you. But 3 recruits, you do get these amazing towels. This is a great opportunity for you to clean up your kitchen, not just because you get the towels to clean with, but clean up the look of your kitchen. How many of you just love new kitchen towels? It always makes my kitchen seem bright and clean and updated, and they're pretty. You know, you always use a towel. Every single day I use a kitchen towel, so it's nice that they're pretty and nice and great a work machine in the kitchen as well. It's time for us to turn it over to Kristie, and I believe Ellen is going to interview Kristie, and so let's give them the screens. Thank you, Ellen and Kristie.
All right. So I'm super excited to be interviewing Kristie today, and just kind of, she's going to share some of her top secrets of dating parties at parties. She does all Facebook parties. She is one of our newest directors, and she has always done her business pretty much primarily on Facebook. And if you pay attention to our Parties Up, she consistently is one of the top people with Parties Up. And so we are very excited to hear from her. So Kristie, we're so excited that you're going to share with us tonight some of your secrets about dating parties. So let me ask you first, on average, how many parties do you date per party?
I like to date 3 to 4 parties a week. That way, if one falls through, then I have a backup. But my main goal is I want 15 to 20 parties a month.
Okay.
I'd love to have more, like we all do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You're smart to just kind of overbook yourself, basically, because things do happen. And then this way you're not leaving you hitting your goals up to chance. You're being proactive in that. So when you're in your parties, what is like one of the main things you do for dating parties within the party? Like, is there a post that you do? Is there sort of like a series of things that you do?
Not really. I normally I would go in and tag the hostess, and that way the partiers, they'll be like, okay, well, she's seen my name, so I have to respond. So, but anyway, if they can, I always tell them, you know, like the first person that dates a party, I'll throw in $75 of my pool money. The second person, they get $50. The third person, they get $25. That way, that gives them a little bit of, what's the word? It's kind of like an incentive to do it. And it normally works, so.
That's really smart, actually. Okay, so what she's doing is she is leveraging her pool money, and the pool money is that sort of like bank account sort of that you build up when you sample. So when you're investing in your business, you're purchasing your samples to use at your parties or whatever. That money goes into what we call the pool money. And so we can use that. The idea behind the pool money is that, so say she's at a live party in person and she's there and somebody says, I want a That's a Bowl. And she says, oh, okay, well, place an order for a That's a Bowl. They say, no, I need it for a party tomorrow night. I want to buy the one off of your display. And she says, oh, okay, all right. So she can sell the one off of her display, but still apply those sales to the party, because if she's not placing an order, then the hostess misses out if she's selling off her table. And so that's kind of the idea behind the pool money. But Kristie here is really smart to use it to leverage, to kind of, you know, bribe them basically to do a party. And they're like, hey, I already have a $75 order for your party, you know? And so, hey, you're already at $75. You're, you know, you're quarter of the way to, you know, the minimum amount you need for a party to get free stuff. That's awesome. Yeah. So that's really smart, Kristie. And so, and also this is very duplicable just in the sense that, you know, if you're sampling, and most people are, even as new consultants, you're sampling here and there, that pool money builds up really fast. So this is something that you can do to date the parties, and it's not going to cost you a whole bunch of money out of your pocket by having to ship stuff out and do things like that. So, and it's no follow-up for her. All she has to do is remember to apply the money to the party. So that's really smart. All right. So is there, and so do you, when you kind of like put that post out there and you say, hey, first person to a party gets $75 in credit, second person 50, third person 25. Is there anything that you do outside of that? Say nobody bites on that post, right? So is there anything you do kind of as another way, like if nobody takes interest in that initial post?
I just go in my office and get a piece of Tupperware and say, okay, now who wants to date a party? You know, just kind of bribe them. I mean,
Yeah.
Some people are like, I don't want to do it. And I'm like, well, if you want to do it, then I will, I'll throw in the stats above for you.
Yeah. Or
You
something
know,
like that.
Or
Yeah.
if your party gets over $200, I'll throw in this also. Just bribe the snot out of them, you know, just do it.
You're so cute, Kristie. So, so is there, so that's kind of what you do. So that's sort of your 1-2 punch. First, you start offering them the sales credit towards their party, and last ditch effort, you're like, hey, so I've got this utensil set and whoever dates party gets this, right?
Right.
Okay. I like it. That's exactly what I would do at a home party. So that's spot on. That's spot on. So let me ask you this, because I'm sure there's some people that are wondering this. Have you ever been in a dating slump? Like you do like couple parties and you can't date a party to save your life. Has that ever happened to you?
Yes. Several times.
Several times.
All the time.
It does. It ebbs and flows. People think that the people that are successful in the business just have like a never ending flow of parties, but it's not true, is it?
No, I mean, it's, and what I do for that is I go through my Facebook Messenger and I'll start at A and I end with Z. So I just I'll type in an A, and whoever name that pulls up, then I'll message them. You know, it doesn't matter if they know me or not. You know, I mean, you go to an in-home party and they don't know you. So you just go in there and send a message, and if you get them, you get them. If you don't, you don't.
That's a really good point. She's absolutely right. When we go to home parties, we don't know the people walking in the door. So it's very similar to messaging somebody on Messenger. So let's just off the cuff, give us an example of something that you might say to them in Messenger. This is somebody that maybe you've never messaged before. Maybe you're not even 100% sure how you met them, right? So what do you say to them?
I just went in and I told them, you know, who I was, even if they knew who I was. Hey girl, I'm having a Facebook party. Would you like to join? I will do all the work. You don't have to worry about anything. Just invite your friends and participate. That's all I ask. And they did. I mean, you can, you mentioned they don't have to do anything, and they're like, oh yeah, I'm on it.
Right. But then once you get them in and you're working with them and host coaching them, you're gently like, hey, can you tag these people? Can you do this? Is that
Right.
the way you go?
Right.
Yeah. All right.
And you don't even have to deliver Tupperware or anything. It can be sent straight to their doorstep because of COVID, and they're on it.
Absolutely. I love it. Look, see guys, see how simple it is. I think a lot of times we overcomplicate things. You know, if we go through a dating slump, we have a tendency to overcomplicate it and be like, okay, well, now I got to jump through hoops and set myself on fire in order to get people to date parties. But everything that Kristie's saying, these are all very simple things she does. And you just do the same thing over and over again, don't you?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Absolutely. And I think that's the beauty of it, is just getting something down and just keep going and doing the same thing over and over again. And it's a numbers game. It's the amount of people that you ask, right?
Right.
Absolutely. Well, that's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing with us, Kristie. You did a phenomenal job. Didn't she do great,
Thank
guys?
you.
Give her
Thank you.
some love in the chat.
Thank you so much, Kristie. We love hearing from you. You did an excellent job. All right, let's share our screens real quick and see what's next. It is drawing time. And so we are looking for our ahas last week. If you remember from this post, and this was the post right here, share your best ahas from Tupper Tuesday for a chance to win more Pam swag. We had fun last week, just really going on and on about what we loved about Tupper Tuesday, and we're going to do it again tonight. And so you'll see a post go out there and say, share your ahas, and you'll have a chance to win Pam swag next week too as well. And so we love and want to appreciate all those who train, because just like Kristie just now, and Gina last week, and Loretta last week, and our cooks last week, which were actually Kelly and Lori, we appreciate them for taking their time to help teach, right? Because honestly, guys, here's the thing. As you grow your business and as you bring more people into the business, you're only one person. But when we all work together, we can all teach and help each other learn, and it makes life so much simpler. And next, we're going to have Jessica teaching. We want to appreciate these people. And so this is your place where you can go in and say what you learned, because it makes them feel like, yeah, it was worth my time. It feels good to be appreciated. But it's not even that. You can post something about several things about one night. Doesn't have to be one thing. But we're going to give you a chance to win Pam swag and appreciate you for doing that, okay? Lindsay, congratulations, Lindsay. Thank you so much. Lindsay, can you come off mute for a second?
Thank you so much.
You are welcome so much. So what was it last week you remember you posted what you loved, or maybe it's something different that stuck with you and you're using?
Oh, the Tup social, and then I have to get on there more and dig into that, was awesome with Loretta.
Okay.
But I really loved how Gina was so real and just saying, not you guys need to work on this and this is what you need to do. It's, hey, I'm struggling with this too, and here's what I think would work for everybody. And it made her more relatable, and oh my God, she's one of me. I suck at that too. Let's work on it together. So that was really nice.
Oh, good, good. Thank you so much for sharing, Lindsay. All right, thank you. Lindsay is very close to me. She stops by, and so Lindsay, stop by for your swag. All right, okay. And next, we want to welcome to our training stage and learning more ideas from the Sharks. These are our top performers. Dating, oh my goodness. You know, both Kristie and Jessica are really strong personal daters. And so Kristie shared with you what she does at the party, and Jessica's going to share with you what she does away from the party to get new datings when she has no parties, or maybe she has parties and wants more.
You know me.
Okay.
More the merrier, right?
Yes.
So I want to share with you guys, I am so excited to be here with you guys tonight. I couldn't wait to share my top 3 tips for you all dating away from social media, right? Because sometimes I feel that we have our circle of friends, right? Our friends and family on social media, and we come to a point like, oh my gosh, it's not growing. And we're not friending new people on Facebook, so therefore our circle isn't growing, right? So what we need to do is grow our circle. So when we grow our circle, we'll get new dating. So what I'm going to share with you guys is 3 tips to help you grow your circle on social media. So tip number 1, you're going to have to friend them, okay? But that's not in my training. But I just wanted to share that you have to friend them on Facebook first. But so what I want to share with you is utilize, tip number one is utilize the champion group. There is so much information there. So what I'm going to do for you all is share my screen and show you a cool tab that's in Champion. It's actually in all groups. But if you're looking for something specific, like for instance, for those that are new or in the business like me, a little bit longer, 8 years or so, or maybe 2 or 3 years, this is so important for you to know. It will definitely help you date parties because we have tons of word choices already in our Champion page. All right, so why not use it? So what I just want to show you is this one little tip. And I think sometimes it's just overlooked, and it's not anybody's fault or anything. It's just sometimes Facebook has changed the way it looks. So on my screen, I'm on a MacBook, okay? And you see this little magnifying glass, I guess is what you would call it, right? You would click that, and then up here where it says search this group, all I'm going to do in here is put dating word choices. And there are so many that are already on here from so many people, directors and managers and consultants that you guys can use. So here it goes. So then over here, you can kind of push, you could do most recent if you want to, and maybe they would cater more to like Facebook parties and virtual parties. But looky here. So when you scroll down here, you're gonna see word choices that you guys can use. Jenny shared some, Ellen shared some, Pam shared some. So I definitely recommend going to the champion group first, or second or third, whatever you choose, to just do that simple search for dating word choices, okay? And a lot of them are for virtual parties, and there are some home parties too. So I'm gonna stop my share. All right, so tip number 2. My tip number 2 is like Pam was talking about. I do like a lot of parties, but I do run out of parties too, okay? We all get there, we all go there. So how do you get out of your party slump, right? So like I said, you want to grow your circle, your virtual circle, because, you know, let's face it, we all have to stay 6 feet apart from each other. And the home party, some people are still doing it, which is fine, but most people really don't want to go that way yet. And that's totally fine. We respect that, right? So we have to think outside the box. So this is what I'm going to recommend for tip number 2. All right. So when I moved 7 years ago, okay, I came here where I'm at now. I didn't know a single soul. All right. I was kind of starting over. I really didn't know where to start. I took some recommendations from other directors, and this is what I did. So tip number 2. All right. So I am going to share my screen, and it is called friend finding. Now this is a different friend finding than what Nancy shares about. Hers is a little bit more outgoing. I'm not like that. All right. So I'm going to share a friend finding that is more my speed, and because I'm really shy. So I did it this way, and it worked for me. So hopefully it'll work for you. If not, search Nancy Lagan and look at her friend finding. Okay, so I am going to share my screen. All right, so this is what I did. So I went neighborhood friend finding. All right, I wanted to know who my neighbors were. Okay, that way, number 1, I could friend them on Facebook, right? And then number 2, maybe I'll build that relationship with them. They can learn a little bit about what I do because they're going to ask what you do. And it builds that relationship. And then later it could become a service, right? Or it could become a party, or it could become a possible recruit. Okay, so this is what I did. So I know right here, I'm going to highlight it. It says home party. But what you can do because of the circumstances right now, you could always wipe this out right here where it says home and put virtual party. That's up to you. But you could do that and then print it. So what I did was you always got to check with your ordinances, okay? Like for here, I'm in Jackson Township. We have to get a permit to do this. So always check with your neighborhood or your wherever you're living, their ordinances before you do this, okay? Some claim it as soliciting. So you want to make sure you do the proper thing for your neighborhood. But anyways, so what I did was in the sales aids, there are poly bags, okay? And they have like a little hole in it where you can hang it on their doors or on their mailbox, all right? So what I added in those poly bags was just 1/3 of this paper. And if you scroll down here, you can see what it says. I am a Tupperware consultant servicing this neighborhood. Please give me a call if I may help you with a new catalog, a great home party or virtual party, a new Tupperware tasting event. And that could be an open event outside, right? You could do that at your home, right? And office shopping, and I will kind of talk about that next. That was my 3rd tip. It's a little bit towards that. Custom kitchen organization, fundraisers, one-on-one consultation, or purchasing quality products or warranty service. Now, these are great things to do for your neighborhood, okay? You're gonna service your neighborhood, you're gonna build that relationship, and you're gonna friend them on Facebook, right? So, of course, down here, we wanna let them know that we're, part-time and full-time employment is now available as well. So I always put my information right here where it says, call me today, and make sure you have your name, your phone number, maybe your website, and let them know that they can call or text you, okay? And then down here, it says your Tupperware training specialist. If this catalog has recently, okay, so that's my next part. So what you're gonna put in this bag, you're gonna put just a third of this paper, okay? You're gonna add a catalog or a brochure, maybe one that has expired, right? Because that's what it says. If this catalog has recently expired, that is a great way to use those catalogs and sales flyers that are sitting in your basement. All right, don't burn them, use them. Please call me for your updated full line catalog. Mention this and receive a free gift. Okay, so you're gonna add, let's review. You're gonna add a brochure or a catalog, all right? A third of this paper. And then what I also put in there was a tiny little treasure or a small gift for them, and then my business card, but that wasn't it, okay? You're building a relationship. So what I also added in there was a little sticky note. I love sticky notes, some cute sticky notes, and just a little note saying, hey, I'm in the area. I just wanted to know if you need any services. Love, Jessica. That's how easy it was. And let me tell you, it takes some time to do, but it's worth it. I dated several parties from it. I ended up having several new consultants on the team, as well as new customers, all right? And they still call me today, all right? So that's tip number 2, all right? So tip number 3. So the third tip I want to share with you all tonight is a survey party. And this goes back to the office, kind of the office thing. So what I did was go to my local businesses here in the area, and I went in and asked them if it would be okay if I did a survey in their business. And what I would do is have the 12-cup festival or whatever bowl or container that you have of Tupperware, all right, and let them know, hey, just for letting me do this, is it okay first? Yes. And then I would love to give you this gift as an appreciation for letting me do this in your business. And they're usually, I haven't had nobody ever tell me no, So I gave them whatever I was using to put my survey scrolls in, and I gave them as a gift afterwards. All right. So how did I do this? What did I put in there? Well, what I put in there was, I called it a scroll party. And what I had in the scroll was a sales flyer that was outdated, right? And I had a whistle straw with my business card in it to make it fun looking. And I rolled them up and tied them with cute little ribbon and put them all in a bowl, right? So you're wondering, how in the world are they going to get them? Like, how's this going to build your business, right? So what I did, and I know vendor shows is a big thing too, and I've done a lot of vendor shows that I know right now, a lot of them are not doing that. I know Angela does a lot of them, Angela Becht, but a lot of mine I've canceled, right? So what I'm doing with my my vendors show slips is that's what I'm using for my survey. So what I'm having them do is just say, hey, fill out the survey, right? I'm trying to reuse what I've already printed or what I have at home. Fill out the survey and be entered into a $50 surprise pack of Tupperware, right? So you're gathering that information from them and you're gonna follow up with them. If you don't follow up with them, it isn't gonna work. All right, guys. So you definitely need to follow up with your leads. All right. And then, and what I use too to draw attention to the survey bowl with these scrolls in it, there's my bowl with my little party, with my survey party for a business. All right. So it's really simple and people are attracted to that. Right. So, what I use to put the slips in. So I use the old, Piccadilly, the avocado, green Piccadilly, and I cut a little slit at the top and they dropped their survey slips in there. So that was a great way for me to attract them to my survey. And I had a lot of leads from that too, a lot of parties and a lot of customers from that. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you were able to grab something away from the party. You guys, yeah, we need to build those circles up. And I think once you reach out past your friends and family right now, I think that'll help out a lot too. So,
oh my goodness, you did awesome. Thank you so much, Jessica. Seriously, that was a really great training. Make sure you're taking notes on what you want to say your ahas are tonight, guys, because you're going to be loaded with lots of them. So that is September the 10th. And it is a host bonus. It's a Great Master or the Fusion Shredder or the Spiralizer. And it comes to you with being a hostess with a $500 party in 2 days over and above the regular stuff you get for a $500 party in 2 days. This is a bonus. Anything you suggest for bonus, it means extra, okay? And so get excited about offering this. I've posted these already on the team page so you can get them out there and let people know, or send private messages about, hey, I'd love to give you this for $30. It's really achievable. You don't have to do the work. I do the work for you, and get them in. Even with COVID right now, everything goes to their front door, the whole bit. All right. And so it is awesome time to be working your business. And I want to tell you, everybody in the world needs this great master. It is such a bonus in your home. It is so easy to use. And I mean, it is definitely one of our favorite products in our kitchen. And we use it every time we grate cheese. We do not buy a bag of grated cheese anymore. You're paying way too much. And the most important for me isn't the money. It's the flavor. I want my food to taste good. And it makes a huge difference on your flavor of your food when you don't have all those additives that they put on the cheese to keep it from sticking together and keep it from going moldy in the bags and all that other stuff. You do not need that. That is nasty. All right, get rid of it. Don't use it, right? Okay. And then, of course, the spiralizer. You pay way too much for spiralized zucchini or anything spiralized. It is triple, quadruple the price of the zucchini. And so do it yourself. And then this amazing Fusion Master, you can make your own fish patties, fish sticks. You can make your own chicken nuggets. You can add broccoli and they'll never know it. You can make your own, hummus and things like that. It's just really a cool product to have, and a real good item to have, to be very creative and very domestic and really have some fun in the kitchen. And I really have to tell you that it's probably out of the three, the product that is the most practical, because there are times when you just can't find hamburger meat. Remember that, when that happened? And there were times where groceries got scarce, but you could get, a roast, or pull a roast out of the freezer and turn it into hamburgers and for the grill and so forth like that. So very cool. And it cuts down on your fat. If you don't want to have a lot of fat, this is a great way to cut out the fat out of the hamburger meat. All right. Okay. And our hostess is right now getting a beautiful thank you gift and our host exclusive chart. Now this is posted as well on the team page. So if you want to use it for party planning, it's available for you to send to your host so she can pick out her thank you gift, pick out her host bonuses. Now remember, they get the spiralizer or the Fusion Master or the grater for only $30 with a $500 party, but they also get either the modular mate set or the 6-quart roaster. With a $500 party and 2 datings, they get all of that. All right. So they get to choose between one of the 3 master systems, and they get to choose between the modular mate and the roasting pan. And they do get both with one $500 party and 2 datings. They also always get the thank you gift, which is awesome, cool. And I love that about Tupperware, because before Tupperware, I have to tell you something. I held parties before, and because the sales weren't high enough, I didn't get anything. And I don't know about you, but I cleaned the toilet and I cleaned the kitchen in the same day. I deserve a present. All right. So everybody gets a present. All right. And that's when we were having in-home parties, but everybody deserves a present when they hit that $200 mark in Tupperware. All right. Oh, was this fun? Did you guys love this? This was a hoot and a holler. I just love this. This was so much fun. And I loved it because I got to be the one to get all the pictures together. And I was really having fun watching some of your guesses going in. So I'm sure you all want to know who is who. And so we're going to do that right now. And I hope you already did your score and wrote it down so you could guess who is who, because we just want to have for fun. You're going to put in the chat how many you got right. Okay, just for fun. It's, honestly, yes, there's a swag bag. If a lot of people get all 19 right, then we'll have to do a draw between those people, or whatever it ends up with our highest number right. But let's not cheat, let's be honest, because this is for fun, okay? And so here we go. These are your directors. Who is who? And so I had them numbered on the front screen. And right now we're going to hear from 3 of our big sharks, and that is Amy, Loretta, and Ellen. And so Amy's going to take it away first with our cooking demonstration on how to feed those baby sharks some great yummy mac and cheese. Go ahead, Amy.
Awesome. So my baby sharks, I asked them, I'm like, what do you guys love? Because they love food. My oldest son said cereal, so I can't cook you guys cereal, but mac and cheese won. So I'm going to show you all our mac and cheese, and it is awesome. Like, okay, so my mom used to go and buy mac and cheese, right? From Bob Evans, like, well, it's Bob Evans mac and cheese from like Walmart or whatever. Like $3 or $4 for a little tiny thing of mac and cheese, when you can spend like $3 or $4 and make your own homemade mac and cheese. So I highly recommend making your own mac and cheese because it's really, really good. And my kiddos tell me that it's better than the Bob Evans mac and cheese, because I'm going to tell you, I used to bake my mac and cheese because I got this awesome recipe from my grandma. And so I didn't have to cook the noodles. So it was all for not cooking the noodles. It took an hour to bake though in the oven. And it wasn't cheesy. It was really good, but the kids didn't like it because it wasn't cheesy. But this one is really, really cheesy. So I'm using the pressure cooker, and I actually already cooked the noodles up, so you guys don't have to wait to see what the finished product looks like. But I'm gonna show you, I am using the shredder, and this is the best shredder I have used, or grater, all right? I used to grate my own, well, I make my own dish detergent, and I forgot to get my cheese out. So hang on a second. Whoops. Oopsie daisy. So anyway, I do my own laundry detergent, and when I do that, I shred my I shred the soap because I make it dry. And so it would take me forever to do the bars of soap, and I would nick my nails all the time. So not only would it take forever, but then I'd come back and I would have ugly looking nails because they get shredded along with the soap. So doing it this way, you don't have to worry about shredding your nails, and it takes like a fraction of the time. So the shredder, it is on sale. No, it's not on sale, but it's good. It's for your hostesses right now. They can earn this. And I know Pam said that she would do the, she would recommend the, oh gosh, now I can't think of what it's called, the Fusion Master. I have that, and when that first came out, I absolutely was so excited for it, because I'm like, yes, we can do our own meat. We don't really use it. So I recommend using this. Like, this is what we use all the time. But everybody's different. So if you are like me, and you shred more, because you can shred, besides cheeses, you can do garden, like vegetables from your garden. So your zucchinis. We do a lot of zucchini for zucchini bread. And we also do a lot of apples as well, because it's just fun. And you can make yummy desserts with your shredded apples. So for the mac and cheese, there, I got a whole stick done. And a bag of shredded cheese, like a pound, costs more than what it would cost to do this. So I'm gonna actually put this aside and then bring over my cheese. Now the kids like shells and cheese better than the macaroni noodles, like the elbow noodles. So I'm gonna go ahead and open that up away because it's nice and hot. And the recipe, so you do it on high for 10 minutes, and it's 2.5 cups of noodles. And but if you're like me and you have a big family, then you want to double it, and it'll still fit in this pot, and it'll fill it up. So we're gonna add to our noodles, and look, see how they're all nice and cooked. Some butter and the shredded cheese, and you'll see how gooey it gets. Oh my gosh, the kids, whoops, love this cheese because it gets really, really gooey. I don't actually need all of that because I'm also gonna put in it some Velveeta. So I already cut up in chunks the Velveeta cheese, and then you just mix it up, and it's really, really yummy. And so this will actually be, whoops, look at that, all that cheese, and it's melting up really nicely. And so even though I cooked this a few minutes prior, it stays nice and hot still in the pressure cooker. And so it's still melting that cheese. So let's say that if you were on the go, because it's getting to be that time of year where kids are in school, you're at work, or kids are working from home and you're trying to do, you're trying to manage life, right? And so you start your mac and cheese and you have to run away from it for a moment. You don't have to worry about it burning on the stovetop, and you don't have to worry about it getting cold or anything like that, because it's going to be in your pot, and the pot is going to act as a insulator and keep it nice and hot. And then look at that. See, all that cheese is nice and melted. And so tomorrow's going to be a crazy day for us. So this is actually perfect. I can just throw it back in the microwave, and I will add milk to it. I'll just add a cup of milk when I warm it up, and it'll be ready for dinner tomorrow. Super easy. Okay. And it's on sale. So you want to make sure you get the pressure cooker before it's off sale if you don't have it yet.
All right. Thank you, 3-star director Amy Gardner. And we're turning this over to Miss Lydia.
I am.
Take it, Lydia.
Yep. All right. So what I'm doing tonight is I'm not actually doing a recipe, but I am going to use our micro grill here, and I am going to show you how to cook bacon. I love bacon. Who doesn't love bacon? And grandkids always love bacon, all that kind of stuff. So the grill is the best way to do your bacon. If you don't have this yet, you need to do a party and get it for half price or free. I suggest getting it for free. And if you have $1,000 party, it's free, okay? So this is special designed for the microwave. It's got stainless on here, but it's Tupperware spent years on developing this so that it makes it perfectly safe for your microwave. So you have grill plates here on the top and the bottom, and those are going to both heat up, and they'll heat up in about 60 to 90 seconds. So if you're putting your food in here cold, you want to add an extra minute or so from what you normally would cook it if your grill was already hot. So what I'm going to do tonight is bacon, okay? Now I get the thick bacon, and then I use my kitchen shears, and I just cut the whole thing and cut it in half so that they'll fit into here. And then I am just going to lay my bacon down in here, and I am going to kind of weave this so it's perfect for sandwiches. It's like it covers a whole piece of bread, and it's awesome to do your sandwiches that way. All right, so I have 4 pieces laid down in the bottom. All right, and then I'm just going to take, I can't really put this down to show you exactly what I'm doing here, but I'm just going to weave it in and out. And then I'm going to just cook it. When I put this in the microwave, I'm just going to put it in for about, the grill is cold, so I'm going to put it in for about 7 minutes or so. And then I'm going to take it out of the microwave and get rid of the bacon grease and flip it, the whole thing. You're going to use a plastic spatula, one of our Tupperware spatulas, because you do not want to use metal in here, because if you do, you're going to scratch the surface, and you don't want to do that. So, and then I'm going to flip it, and then I am going to put it back in the microwave for another probably about 2 minutes. And it depends on how thick your bacon is and your microwave as to how long it's going to take for you to cook it. So you just kind of have to play with it and to know like what it's going to take to cook it. Okay, just to kind of show you what I've got here. I have it kind of like a weave design in there, and you just kind of like tuck them underneath and just every other one there. So I've got 4 pieces on the bottom and then 3 more going across the top. But it's just a fun thing to do. And like I said, it covers your whole piece of bread. And I have homemade bread that I'm using, so yay. It's awesome, very good. So I'm gonna stick this in the microwave, and you're gonna put this down, the cover goes down into the grill position. So you wanna make sure that you be cooking on both sides at the same time, All right.
So I am doing a baked artichoke dip, and this is my all-time favorite dip recipe. I absolutely love it. I loved it so much when I first started in Tupperware. This recipe was on the back of my business cards as a sort of gimmick to get them to hold on to my business cards, right? So feel free to do the same thing. So, all right, so this is a baked artichoke dip. It's super easy and simple to use, and I'm actually going to be baking it in our Ultra Pro, in the square one. You can do it almost in any of the Ultra Pro seals that we have, or the covers that you could flip over. You could do them in that. And so you can use it for anything. I was thinking about it and I was like, would I put this in the Micro Pro grill? And I'm not sure if I would, because I've done this recipe 10 times from Sunday, right? I've done it so many times. I know the recipe by heart. And I used to sometimes, trying to take a shortcut, I'd put it in the microwave, and the mayonnaise has a tendency to separate, and so then it gets super greasy and gross and kind of rubbery, like it's kind of gross. So that's why I wouldn't put it in my Pro grill, although it might turn out well. I'm going with what I know works tonight. All right, so I'm going to turn this down so you guys can see. All right, see what I'm doing here. All right, so I just have a can of artichoke hearts, right? So I'm just going to open that up and I'm going to drain it out. All right, super easy. And then I already went ahead and grated my Parmesan cheese, because I like the fresh grated as well. It just melts a lot easier. All right, I'm going to drain this in the sink real quick. All right, you want to get all those liquids out of there. All right, so I'm going to put that into our chopper, right? And we need a thing of garlic, right? So I'm just going to put that in here with the artichokes, so it'll get chopped up nice and fine for the recipe. And I'm going to chop that up first. So just like when you're doing your salsa, you kind of want to put the hard ingredients in first so you can get a good chop on them. It's the same thing with this, right? So I'm going to chop up those hard ingredients first. Make it nice and fine. And you can add spinach to this. I have other recipes, other spinach artichoke recipes that have like cream cheese and stuff in them. This one's just very basic, but it's so, so good. And the kids love it. They absolutely love it because it's so salty. And so if your family is a family that likes salt, I didn't even tell them like what was in it the first time they tried it. I didn't tell them it was artichokes. They'd have been like, what is that? It's so gross. So I didn't tell them. And then after they ate it, and they're like, I was like, oh, was it good? And they're like, yeah, it was good. So it's 1 cup of your Parmesan cheese and then a cup of mayonnaise, all right? Or I'm 3/4 a cup of mayonnaise. And you want to use real mayonnaise, okay? This is not the time to have Miracle Whip. It's going to add a sweetness to it you're just not going to like. And Miracle Whip is actually not mayonnaise. It is salad dressing. All right, so it's more of a dressing. And that's not, and I'm not starting a debate on mayonnaise versus Miracle Whip, but in this recipe, it calls for mayonnaise, you need to use the mayonnaise. All right, so in order to make sure that this is gluten-free, 1, you have to make sure that your mayonnaise is gluten-free. 2, your Worcestershire sauce, all right, because Worcestershire has a tendency to have gluten in it. So you got to make sure that what you're using is gluten-free. So it calls for 1/4 teaspoon, but I just like to kind of throw some in there, right? And then 1/8 teaspoon of hot sauce. Again, this is where gluten kind of hides, is in condiments and things like that. So you just want to be careful if you are making it for somebody. Hot sauce just adds a little kick to it. You can use Louisiana. I just have some Frank's, right? Because that's what Eric picked up at the store a couple weeks ago when we were making this and we were out of it. All right, so then, oops, not on all the way. Yeah, that happens. All right. That's it. That's all that goes in this recipe. So easy, so quick. And we're just going to put it right into our Ultra Pro. And we're going to put it in the oven at 350 for 20 minutes. And I love it with like corn chips. It's great with crackers. It's great with all kinds of things. You can use it with pita, you know, anything like that. So that's it. That's how simple it is. We're going to put it in the oven. It's going to be ready in 20 minutes. It's going to be bubbling and so delicious. And you don't cover it in the oven either, right? It just comes, straight out, and it's bubbly and just cheesy, and it's amazing. You're going to love it. All right, so take it back to Lydia.
Those are some pretty powerful words. Bubbly and cheesy.
Yeah.
Makes your mouth water. Love it. Thank you, Ellen. Amy.
And yes, the recipes will be posted.
Thank you, Lydia. Lydia does all of our recipes. So you can thank Lydia in the chat right here, or you can just thank Lydia in the ahas tonight. All right, we'll jump back over to Lydia because we want to see that pretty bacon. I do my bacon in the grill just like she's doing for bacon sandwiches. Oh, so good. So good. Thanks again. 5-star director Ellen Lewis, 3-star director Amy Gardner, and star director Lydia. You guys did a great job. All right, so I bet you probably some of you would like to have more cooking demos, and that's okay. I loved last week when we had an after rally cooking demo with Kelly. So if you're wanting another cooking demo tomorrow, Wednesday night at 8 o'clock, you can join me and some of your best Tupperware directors. Next tomorrow night is Team Electric with Melanie Reidner and her team that are choosing to help out. And it starts with me in my kitchen showing, welcoming everybody, letting them know to get their name in a drawing for the $30 in free Tupperware. They want to put their name and who they're a guest of in the chat. And then it goes to Melanie's, and Melanie takes over. And when Melanie's all done, it comes back to me and I say, hey, if you saw things you really, really want, go ahead and order them through your Tupperware consultant. If you saw a lot you really, really want, you might want to join our team or have a party and earn it free. Join our team and be able to get some of it in your kit. And of course, you're always going to have bonuses for coming on our team and get a discount for everything you do choose to buy, but earn a lot free. In fact, in our first 13 weeks, we give you a chance to earn over $2,000 worth of new product. So join our team, have a Tupperware party, or just visit us next week again, right here on Champion Team Cooking Show. And so just so you know, there's not a lot of pressure. It's opportunity based, but it's not pressure at all. And we do share lots of recipes, like at least 2, sometimes 3 recipes, and helpful hints for cooking in the kitchen with the champions. All right. So Cooking with Champions every single Wednesday night. And you can go to the invitation and you'll see who's going to be cooking that night and what team is taking over the screens. But also there's always this invitation, which says Champion Team Cooking. And you could clip this and send it to anybody along with this information, copy and paste it and send it right out to anybody in Messenger and invite them to come on to the Cooking with Champions and the team. And one person every week will win $30, just like tonight. We want to recognize our personal sellers, top 10 month today. Congratulations, Debbie Morris. Yay. Number 10, Helen Jerky. Congratulations, Lori Morris. Top 10, Kathy Burney, Angela Costello, and Lindsay Filfer. Congratulations, Betty Sue Miller, Amanda Bell. Oh, Amanda, you are kicking it. I'm loving it. And Amanda's new too, guys. Nikki Micah is number 2, and number 1 in the entire company is Jamie Boyd. Congratulations. Wow, wow, wow. Personal sellers, awesome, because that's a lot of money in your pocket. But also unit sales. Amy Beebe is number 10, and Lindsay Pfeiffer is number 9, and Julie Jackson's number 8. Number 7 is Melissa. Number 6 is Sarah. Number 5 is Amanda Bell. And number 4 is Deb Longwood. Deb Morris. It's number 3. Kathy Burney's number 2. And number 1, Tammy Hockey. Way to go. Directors and team who are talking about the top 5, Jessica, Melissa, Angela Beck, Nancy Lagan, and number 1, Nikki Micah with 6,434. Week 1, week 2 is almost over. And then we also have the top director team sales, and these are all leaders who have orgs, but this is their personal team sales. Jennifer Cheatham and Amy Gardner, Kelly Kosick, Manel Franklin, and number 1, Ellen Lewis. Congratulations. Org sales, Lori Morris, 6,700 is number 5. Loretta is number 4, and Manel Franklin's number 3. Amy Gardner's number 2 with 18,000, and number 1 is Ellen Lewis with 38,000. Congratulations. You know what? We have something really special for you Thursday night, mid-month huddle with Chris. It's on our invitations, and you can see it in events. And if you'd like to know more about what it takes to be a director, you're going to hear all the levels of stepping up and going into the director title. we want to invite you to get on there with Chris and make sure that you sign in, say, hey, I'm a champion in the chat, get excited about hearing the information. And honestly, I think this is for absolutely everybody. You don't know until you get on and learn. And so I really encourage you to consider doing that and having the opportunity to figure out whether or not maybe you want to move up in the business. Now's the time. I'll tell you, Tupperware is selling like crazy. Get in on the deals and get in. You know, for a company that's over 70, 75, I think, for a company that old, it's like getting in on the ground floor right now with the Facebook revolution going on. And so get in now. All right, personal recruiters, congratulations to all of our personal recruiters. Okay, number 5 is Kayla, number 4 is Paula, number 3 is Lori Morris, and Catherine Henderson is number 2, and number 1 in the entire company is Manel. All right, and our unit recruiting, congratulations, number 5, Tamara McClung, Tammy McClung, and Amy Beebe. Sarah Young, number 2 is Paula Berry. Number 1, Debbie Morris. Congratulations. Director Team Recruiting, Ashley Olenmaker is number 5. Kelly Kozik is number 4. And Jessica is number 3. And Kristie Greer is number 2. And number 1 is Christy Jackson. And Team Recruiting, congratulations with the org leaders, personal teams, Lori Morris, PC Champs, Ellen Lewis, Amy Gardner, Manel Franklin. And organization, personal recruiting, check it out. Number 1 right there, 5-star director, Ellen Lewis. Congratulations. We have something brand new that we're going to start doing, and this is our Leader Circle. And with Leader Circle, you're going to have the opportunity every single week to make your goal. And when you make your goal every week, and we're going to have 3 pages of goals because we have so many team members, and this is for all leaders, managers, and higher. If you are a manager, your goal is going to be each and every week, $700. If you are a star manager or higher, your goal every week is $1,400. Of course, you want to do more, but that's your weekly goal. And if you break it down and you do that every week, you're going to make your monthly goal. And so weekly goals are super important to break it down to make sure that you're always on pace. So your directors have made the decision that not only will we see monthly goals, but we want to see weekly goals. And so every single week, who made their goal, congratulations to you. So manager, star manager, executive manager, and director or director team goal. So managers 700, star managers 1,400, executive managers 2,100, and directors 3,500 every single week. You're going to go to drawing for a $20 Amazon gift card. Breaking it up, making it fun, and sharing the opportunities to have goals made. Congratulations to all of you who are on pace right now to be in the drawing next week. Well, I also want to tell you that I looked at last week and thought, well, let's have a drawing for last week because it's September, and we decided last week that we were going to do this on Thursday at the director call. And so last week, the goal makers, had you known you had a goal, you would have known that you made your goal. Nancy Lagan, Tammy Hockey, Carolyn Walker, congratulations, Heather Mast, Ruth McAfee, Sarah Roche, and Melissa Wetterall. And so that is 7. So let's going to find out who our lucky winner is for last week's $20 Amazon gift card. And when you win, make sure you go ahead and message me in Facebook Messenger your what you won, the Amazon $20 gift card, and your email address. And Jim will send you one, and it'll probably say happy birthday because he makes that mistake a lot. No kidding. It's just going to be an Amazon gift card for $20. Okay. Number 3 is Carolyn Walker. Congratulations, Carolyn. You are going to get a gift card for $20 off Amazon. Anything you want. Have fun, spend money. Get something you wouldn't have gotten and take $20 off the price, or something that's under $20. Very cool. All right. So how fun is that? Do you guys like that idea? Go ahead, scream yay. All right, let's turn it over to Lydia. Go ahead, Lydia.
Okay, so this was, can you see? It's
Yeah.
sliding around in here.
Okay.
So this was in the microwave on high power from a cold grill for 7 minutes. And then I removed the bacon grease and flipped it over. A handy dandy spatula. And then did it on high for 2 more minutes. And this is now all one. So I have my homemade bread here. You can see I have my homemade bread. I've got butter on it. And this is just gonna go right on here.
Okay.
Check that out. Is
You
that
put
not cool?
Is that cheese on top of your bacon?
What's that?
Cheese on top of your bacon?
No, it's just bacon.
Just
It's
bacon. Okay.
just bacon. But can you imagine what you could do, like a BLT? Oh my goodness. Or sometimes I just do, 2 stacks of these and, maybe another piece of bread. But it's awesome. So try
Awesome.
it.
Lydia,
And like I said, I use the thicker bacon. So if you use a thin bacon, you're not going to want to cook it that long. So just, depending on what kind of bacon you use in your microwave.
okay, I have to tell you guys all my secret. Can I tell you my secret for my bacon sandwich? Because you're going to love me. Okay. I take mayonnaise, whatever you use for mayonnaise, salad dressing. So I take that and I put it in a little bowl and I add a good portion, like it depends on how much you want, of a new spice that I've been using. It's called Everything But Bagel. And it is so good. You can get it like at Trader Joe's. You can Google it on Amazon and find it too. It's a spice. It's a little jar of spice. And I'm telling you, it is a game changer on that bacon sandwich. It's so good. And I mix it in my mayonnaise and spread it onto my bread. And it's so good. Jim loves it. Jenny loves it. My mom loves it. I love it. It is so yummy. And so try it out. I find it best on anything I don't cook. But if you're going to cook something too, you can try it on that. It's pretty good on like seasoned vegetables, even if you cook them. If you're grilling seasoned vegetables. Now I like to do my vegetables on a cookie tray with my silicone mat, my Tupperware silicone mats underneath, and then olive oil and that spice, delicious. You'll love it too, trust me. So try it out, okay? Thank you so much. Lettuce, tomato on that, girlfriend. Woohoo! Looks delicious. All right. So let's go back to our shared screens and I believe you can see them right now, right? And so our goal is going to be really, really fun. It's time for us to give away our $30 to one of our guests. Amy, are you able to tell us how many guests we have on tonight? Amy or Jessica, who's doing that?
I have it tonight, Pam.
Oh, thank you, Jessica. Yes.
It's Summer with Kristie tonight.
All right. Congratulations, Summer with Kristie. How many of you are excited about your sweet dreams this month? Okay, this is a 4-week challenge from the 3rd of September to the 30th of September, and you get to choose how you want to earn this. And so if you have $1,000 in a new recruit, you can get it for $5. If you have $750 in sales, personal sales, and 2 new recruits, you get it for $5. If you have $500 in personal sales and 3 new recruits this month in this time frame from the 3rd to the 30th, you get it for $5. Is that the coolest ever? It is a sleep shirt so you can have sweet dreams and dream about Tupperware. Yeah, that happens to me often, actually. And one size fits most, okay? And so it is a really pretty big shirt, all right? And I think you'll really, really love it. And it is an awesome gift for you in this beautiful teal color that's kind of like our representation of our new color for marketing in Tupperware as well. All right. And Lunch and Learn is this Thursday and it starts at 9:30 and it's for all of our directors in my home. And so if you would like to come, great. If you cannot make it, not a problem. Or if it's a problem for you to come out without a mask, wear your mask or don't wear a mask or don't come. It's a complete option. All right. And I'll be honest with you, we'd love to have you in our home. And my mom will be in another room. So I feel very safe about that. And so we'd love to have you for a cookout outside in this beautiful weather in my gorgeous backyard. And so one of the perks of being a director, yay. Right? So if you are checking out your awards this month, there are some great things. And also all of our managers and above can get this tablecloth and the apron. And so according to your, with your unit and team sales, you want to get in on this deal. And then we also have our goal for making our monthly goal. And so this is called our winner circle. And the weekly goal is called our leader circle. But there are also goals that you always want to look for, making and striving for that. And if you're making the leader circle, you're going to make the winner circle. And so check it out and track it and make sure, you know, it's the little things that make big things happen. And we're anxious to help you keep track of your goals as well. Now, everybody on this, everybody listening can have the keychain holder for only $5 when you submit 500 this month. If you submit $1,000 this month from the 27th of August to September 30th, you get the drawstring bag. But more importantly is this amazing metal thermos. I absolutely love it. If I'm going out and going to be in the car all day, this is the water bottle you want to take because it's liquid tight. You can twist it shut. You don't have to worry about it coming open for anything. All of our water bottles won't come open, but this one keeps it cold all day. I mean, literally all day in the hot car. No kidding. All right. It's amazing and you will love it. And for $2,000 in personal sales, it's yours. And then the other gift we have for our leaders is promoting 2 managers on your personal team. And you will get the 5-quart charger tower for free. And you also have the opportunity right now to promote those leaders and help them get ready for October. Now, we've talked about it last week, and I want to tell you right now, Ellen went live and shared with you what you need to do each and every week for Record Breaker and getting ready for Record Breaker. With this being a new year of changes, I want to just tell you that I want to tell you that October is amazing. If you've never been part of Tupperware in October, it's awesome. And there's really good bonuses, but there's a really good bonus right now. And you want to have as many parties as you can possibly have now, because from those parties, you'll date more parties into September and more parties into October and grow your business. Kristie shared with us how she does it. I thought that was a really good training. And also, my goodness, excellent training from Jessica tonight. So dating tons of parties in now will give you more sales in October. And I have to tell you, if you're sitting here thinking, well, I'm just going to date for October and, you know, and build my October, I want to tell you, that's kind of like saying I'm going to have grandkids and never have kids. That doesn't happen, okay? I just want to tell you right now, dating parties into October right now, your hostess, it's too far away. They lose interest. They're not as motivated or excited. They change their mind. You want to date all your parties you can date, Facebook parties within the next week. For sure. In fact, start them tomorrow, okay? Date them today, start them tomorrow. And you will find bigger success from doing that than ever thinking, I'll date now for October. And I also want to share something else with you. You can't have grandkids if you don't have kids, just so in case everybody knew. I'm just saying, okay? It doesn't work that way, all right? You could marry into them, I guess, but all right. So parties up, drawing. Somebody's going to win $30 in free Tupperware tonight. This is our parties up, drawing, $30 in free Tupperware. Are you excited? I am so pumped about this. Now, our parties up draw is Angela Neisel. Congratulations, Angela Neisel, one of our directors. Awesome, awesome. So we'll be sending you a coupon. Now you need to message me so you get your coupon. Parties Up. This is really fun. Parties Up is such a challenge and always such an exciting challenge. I just want to show you who our winner was with the most Parties Up. Kristie Jackson, number 1, Angela Back, number 2, and Sarah Young, number 3, Nikki Micah, number 4, and Kelly Hamilton. Way to go, number 5. And Jamie Burns, number 6. Number 7 is Jessica. 8 is Kathy Burney. 9 is Heather Purvis. And number 10 is Cheryl. All right, congratulations to the team with the most Parties Up. Number 1 is Kristie Greer with 83. Nicole Micah is 51. And Manel Franklin is 50. Congratulations, Angela Black with 46 and Nancy Lagan with 41. Look for your team. Help them make their Parties Up goal. Guys, if you are aware, I want you to know that your sampling is open. You can buy your samples. Your sampling is not there intended for it to come in on time before this flyer opens. Just so you know, right now, samplings are going to take the 6 to 8 weeks. However, they do put a rush on sampling and try to get them out quicker. I'm telling you, you never order samples on a regular, an order with party or anything like that. They always have to be separate. And your sampling is your business bonus. So you get a sampling price all the time. even if they know they can't get them to you before it starts, you'll still get them quicker because you ordered them before they started or when they started this one time. But just so you know, sampling purposes is for you to get 35% off some of your items. And remember that pool bank that you heard Kristie talk about? You're sampling, when you order samples off the sample sheet, the money, the sales volume that you order in retail goes into your pool bank so that you can use it at a later time for what you heard her use it for, or for helping a party like you heard Ellen recommend. So that is pretty cool. So you want to do that and get your samplings in. So the sampling is here, and you're able to, beautiful purple bowls you're able to sample. Love them. And know that this is all going to end and go away. The sale prices go away tomorrow night at midnight. So you want to get that last orders in before tomorrow night at midnight. I personally am loving these ClearMates. They are so pretty in my kitchen. And let me just tell you how I use my product. My ClearMates are for my cut up vegetables. It's for meat that I'm going to cook tomorrow. It's for, or today, or I'm going to thaw out. It is for cut up fruits. It is for anything I want to grab and eat, or anything that's going to be in my meal prepping in the next 24 hours type thing goes into my ClearMates. My Fridge Smarts now go into my outside refrigerator, and it's all my produce before I make it ready to eat. And so all of my dirty vegetables and things like that you should always put them away dirty, I put in Fridge Smarts. My ClearMates are for my grapes that I'm going to grab and eat, and all of that, because I'm going to eat it within a few days. And so it stays perfectly great inside my ClearMates. And then my Freezer Mates are for my freezer. My Modular Mates are for my cupboard. And so we have ClearMates, Freezer Mates, Modular Mates, and we have ClearMates. All right? Complete kitchen organization. And then I want to thank you for being here tonight. I hope you had a great time. Make sure you go on right now. I'm getting ready to post. The first thing I will do after this meeting right now is to post on there, hey, we had lots of winners tonight. And so you're going to have a chance to win next week. Thank you guys. Bye-bye.